Dear Diary, what a week it's been. After I TP'd Cindy's house, I was so nervous to go back to school. If Cindy figured out it was me, it would have ruined not only my life, but Lindsay's and Kit Kat's too. I thought Cindy would outright approach me, and I'd have to lie about it. Instead, Cindy hasn't approached anyone, and she hasn't been as verbal as she used to be. Lately, she's been quiet and polite. It's so weird to see her like this. According to Mandy, who's also on the cheerleading squad, Cindy can't figure out who TP'd her house. And it's not because she didn't know who would do such a thing, but because she knows too many people who would. I guess I'm not the only one who hates Cindy. In fact, I think more of the school hates her than likes her. I've never felt so bad for someone. Seeing Cindy actually looking like a human and all alone. It's just so sad. It makes me grateful that I have some amazing friends who will stick beside me when times get rough. In other news, Goose and I went on a date. Earlier this week after geometry class, he asked me for my phone number, and then he found my Snapchat with that number, and we've been talking more and more outside of class now. He asked me if I was free to go out on Saturday, and I've never been asked on a date before. I can't believe how nervous I was to say yes to the guy who was nervous to ask me to dance. Even as I write this down, my heart is still racing thinking of that moment. Be still, my beating heart. Saturday afternoon came around, and we met at a nearby park. We walked around talking about random things. I found out his parents named him after a baseball player named Goose Gossage. I didn't think Goose could get weirder. Then you learn things like that and you realize you don't even know the surface of what weird is. Weird as he is, I really like him. He's not afraid to be himself, and he makes me feel comfortable being myself. There was a duck pond at the park, and we sat at a bench, and he pulled out a bag of seeds. Did you know bread is bad for ducks? I had no idea until Goose told me while we took turns throwing seeds into the pond. According to him, and probably a bird expert somewhere, you're supposed to feed them seeds, peas, or grapes. What kind of person knows these things? Like I said, he's weird. So we kept talking and laughing while feeding the ducks. I thought when he asked me on a date that we would go to some fancy candlelit dinner or something like that. This was really nice. It was such a simple thing that I wasn't worried about what I was wearing or saying or what he was thinking about. I felt relaxed, and I don't really feel that often. After we ran out of seeds, Goose pulled out his ukulele and sang me some songs. His voice is incredibly soothing. The last song he played, though, was one of my favorite songs. Apparently, he called Lindsay to find out what my favorite songs were, and he learned how to play it. He's so sly. The date was only a couple hours, but honestly, I could have gone forever. I went to hang out with the Evans twins afterwards. I told them everything, like good friends do. They stopped teasing me as hard about Goose and are actually really encouraging about him. They are totally on board for Team Goose. So we schemed some ideas on how to get him to ask me out again. Honestly, he probably will anyways, but planning it out like it's our idea is too much fun. We went all over the board with ideas, ranging from a simple Snapchat to flying to Sweden. I don't remember how the Sweden thing would have worked, but at 2 a.m., it was a foolproof plan. What we decided was to buy some grapes and write a note to Goose. So I did just that. To make it more fun, I decided to doorbell ditch him, which is terrifying to do at noon when everyone is awake and the sun is out. I snuck up to his door, left the grapes, rang the doorbell, and booked it. I was so nervous. I think I could have been in the Olympics for how fast I was running. After I got out of sight, I did peek to see if the plan worked. I saw Goose standing at the door with the grapes and the note. And he was smiling as he read what I wrote. Gee, that's a lot of grapes. I'm sure some foul friends would appreciate it. They like dinner and a show. And I do too. Love and always, Becki.